Hey, what's going on? Good evening and welcome to Beehive's Horror Hump Day. So, anyhow, we are on episode 2, and tonight we're going to be reading a story from. Where are you? Midnight Snacks. I have a link on the feed here. If you're interested in purchasing it, it's on Amazon. You can also find it on barnesandnoble.com as well. It is the first horror book that I wrote. So yeah, so there's stories in there from the time I was 14 all the way till now. I rewrote a lot of them because just because my writing style changed a little bit from when I was a punk teenager. So anyhow, tonight's story is called 27, and the idea for this story came from the phenomena of Club 27. And if you don't know what that is, I'm going to read it for you here off of. I'm here to take your sleep away, Kevin. So you're past 27, so this probably won't affect you. So I think you might be safe tonight. So Club 27 or 27 Club is an informal list consisting mostly of popular musicians, often expanded by artists, actors, and other celebrities who died at the age of 27. Although the claim of a statistical spike for the death of musicians at that age has been refuted by scientific research, it remains a cultural phenomena. And with many celebrities who die at 27 noted for their high-risk lifestyles. Now, beginning with the deaths of several 27-year-old popular musicians between 1969 and 1971, such as Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison, dying at the age of 27 came to be and remains a perennial subject of popular culture. Celebrity journalism and entertainment industry lore. This cultural phenomenon, which came to be known as the 27 Club, attributes special significance to popular musicians, artists, actors, and other celebrities who died at age 27, often as a result of drug and alcohol abuse or violent means such as homicide, suicide, or transportation-related accidents. The cultural phenomenon gave rise to an urban myth that celebrity deaths are more common at 27, a claim that has been refuted by statistical research that is discussed later in this article under scientific studies, when we can go over that if you guys would like to. But yeah, so that's how tonight's story, 27, came to be. And it actually, I didn't really read about it until Amy Winehouse was taken from us. And that's when I kind of looked into it. And it was pretty kind of cool lore. So I thought, this is a story. And of course, I had to write about it. So this is my story. This is my story. All right, so let's get right into it, shall we? 27. 10 minutes, you guys, Frank Shellpepper called from the hallway outside the HellRazor's dressing room. Fuck, Jordan the bassist swore. Where the fuck is he now? The rest of the band just lowered their heads and shook them. I'm so fucking sick of his shit. He kicks off a tray of Blue Moon beer from the coffee table, and the remaining bottle lands on the dressing room floor with a shatter. How many times are we going to have to go through with this shit? He'll be here, man, Kirk the drummer speaks up. He may be late, but he always shows. He's a fucking diva. Come on, dude. The lead guitarist, Gilroy, stands up. Let's get the crowd warmed up. We've got a packed house tonight. They stand up and head out the door and are intercepted by their manager, Riley Ferguson. He's a fat man, middle-aged, still wearing a ponytail from the 80s. He doesn't look happy either. Not again. he asks rhetorically. They ignore him and try to move past him. Where the fuck is Stu? He prods them as they make their way to the hall. He'll be here, Kirk mumbles as they make their way to the stage. He had better. Cleveland is a fussy town, and if they don't get Stu Graham, there'll be hell to pay. There are other people in the band besides Stu, you know, Jordan spits without looking at him. I know that, you know that, but the thousands of screaming fans out there don't really give a shit. Reality check, Jordan. You boys aren't as damaged as Stu, and the audience eats that shit up. The band has made it backstage, and they make their way to their positions on stage. The lights are out, the crowd is deafening. Good Charlotte opened for them, and they are pumped. Stu Graham, lead singer-songwriter, lays almost comatose in his hotel bed. Everything is blurry. Cotton cakes his mouth, and he reeks of expensive bourbon. Today is his birthday. He was born 27 years ago to a single mother, living in a trailer on the outskirts of Renton, Washington. He had a hard upbringing, raising himself, putting up with his mother's different boyfriends every month, but he eventually found his niche in poetry and eventually music. Mr. Graham, came a low female voice across the room. Mr. Graham, it's time to go. Oh, what fucking time is it? He mumbled out of his drunken haze. Time to go, Mr. Graham, said the voice patiently. Oh, fuck. He sits up. The boys will be pissed at me again. Hardly think that's any concern to you, Mr. Graham. Stu looks up, and after his vision clears, he sees a beautiful woman, dressed in business attire, something expensive, to be sure. Hair is long and black and tied back in a neat ponytail. Her eyes look red to him, but in this state, everything looks red. Her wool pinstripe skirt ends at her knees, where shapely calves finish on dainty ankles and high heels. Who are you? And where's Benny? He says with a coy smile. Benny took the night off. Benny is supposed to be Stu's assistant, but now he's a rotting husk in the alleyway behind the hotel's dumpsters. The night off? Who authorized that? Riley? Today is a momentous day, Mr. Graham. Do you know what today is? He pulls up his leather pants. Yeah, it's the fucking day I'm supposed to get my ass out there on stage for Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland. Stu puts on his shirt. Well, are you driving me or what? Yes, I am. I have a car downstairs for you. It is the first time in his life that he doesn't get mobbed in the public eye as he walks into the lobby. People go about their business and their lives without so much as a whisper to one another, and the incessant pointing, always pointing. But there was none of that now. He reckoned that his fans were all at the concert, and these dregs in the lobby didn't know him from spit. There's a midnight blue Cadillac with tinted windows sitting idle at the front doors. His gorgeous assistant opens the door for him with a predatory smile, and he gets in with some hesitation. In the back seat, there's a case of Jameson Irish whiskey, his favorite. Also, heroin, an 8-ball of coke, and a bag of tightly rolled joints. What's all this? He utters up to his driver. Happy birthday, Mr. Graham. Enjoy, she purrs. Oh, shit. It is my birthday, isn't it? Stu grabs a glass, drops 4 ice cubes, and pours in a healthy portion of whiskey. He takes an enormous gulp that empties a glass, and he feels the warmth go from esophagus to belly. He fills another. You never told me your name, he asked, downing a second and fixing a third. Don't you think you should slow down a bit, Mr. Graham? She says politely, looking at him with those red eyes of hers. Yes, he confirmed. They were red. Fucking slowing down. It's my birthday. Besides, I love a good drunken high before a performance. And he picks out an 8-ball and starts making lines on a fold-out mirror from the back of the front passenger seat. You know best, Mr. Graham, she smiles. Call me Stu, he snorts one line after another. Mr. Graham is too, formal. As you wish, Stu. Suddenly, Stu notices the bright lights of the city are gone. In fact, there is no light whatsoever surrounding the caddy except for the headlights. Wait, where the fuck are we? He asks. Your new destination, Stu. Hey! He begins to panic, but he's too wired to get his body to react. What the fuck is this? Are you some deranged fanatic? Where are we? Oh, I'm a fan, Mr. Graham. Probably one of your biggest. Look, bitch, turn this fucking car around and get me to the stadium. Don't you think they'll be looking for me by now? To be honest, Mr. Graham, no. Right about now, your bandmates are strumming an opening song. Livid, I believe. They've all but given up on you. The fans almost half expected it. You've become predictable. Most will think you're drunk or high, passed out in your hotel room or lying on the floor with vomit coming out at one end and your body and shit coming out the other. No, Mr. Graham, I don't think they'll be looking for you until tomorrow afternoon. And that's when they'll start getting suspicious. And by then, it'll be too late. The hope drained out of him. Every word she said was true. He had let all his fame get to him. Lived in excess to the extreme and began to loathe the attention. He didn't want to perform for the crowd anymore. Originally, he wanted to promote social awareness on how fucked up this life is. His life turned into a circus instead. Nobody cared about his ideals. They just wanted to see him fucked up on stage, on television, in People, Rolling Stone, and any other gossip mag that printed 3-page spreads on him in various stages of degradation. Who are you? He mumbled. He was sober now and poured himself another whiskey. Who are you really? You aren't my assistant. On the contrary, Stu, I am your assistant. I took you to where you wanted to go in life. You wanted fame and fortune, and I got you there. The fuck are you talking about? I don't even know you. But you do, Stu. We made a deal. I provided you with a service, and now you need to pay me back, as our contract states. Contract? I never signed any. He felt her gaze burn through him from the rear view mirror. He looked up and he was engulfed in the heat of those infernal orbs. Flashbacks from now to then scorched into his memory. He watched as his assistant Benny was seduced from his hotel room, and she kissed his lips, sucking his soul from him. She carried his body, unnoticed, to the back alley of the hotel. He watched her negotiating with promoters, record execs, even his managers and agents, leaving blood in her path as she moved him into the ranks of the rock gods. Then the one moment that had been blocked from his memory until now. He was 21, had just played their first big gig at the Whiskey A Go-Go. They were up on the balcony having a few drinks when she came up to them. Kirk was the first to notice her. He nudged Stu and he looked up in a drunken stupor, still flying on his stage high. She wanted to talk to him privately, so they went into the bathroom. She promised to make him a star. He laughed, thinking she was just another easy groupie making any promise she could to get his pants down. As she ravaged him with kisses, she whispered how she could make him a god. He just had to seal the deal. So he did. He fucked her hard and left his signature inside her. He never gave her a second thought until now. You're that girl, he remembers. The one I fucked in the bathroom at the whiskey. The one you sealed the deal with, Stu, she said with a short laugh. But I didn't think that you... She sighs. Oh, they never do, Stu. That's what's so funny about you people. You never think about anything you do until it's time to pay up. What do you mean, you people? Oh, honey, I've been working at this for a long, long time. She giggles. They are approaching a large building with bright neon lights. He can't make out the marquee. All my clients are well known. Robert Johnson, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Brian Jones, Kurt Cobain. I just recently collected on Amy. Amy Winehouse? Yes. I've collected from so many of you. The list can go on and on. We're all... They pull up to a lit-up nightclub. The large neon sign flashes on and off. Club 27. Yes, you're all 27. Just a little trademark of mine. I always think it's better to take you when you're at your prime. In a way, I'm immortalizing you in the hearts and minds of your fans. She gets out and opens his door. We've arrived. What's inside there? He said, swallowing 6 large gulps from the bottle of Jameson he holds tightly in his fist. Inside, he can hear Jim Morrison howling out the end with Kurt Cobain. Janis is starting a fight with Rudy Lewis. Brian Jones is by the door with Amy Winehouse with cigarettes in their mouths. Got a light, mate? Brian asks. Go in, Mr. Graham, the beautiful woman with those blazing eyes urges him. Your peers await the club's newest member. Stu stares into the revolving doors and shuffles slowly into his eternity. USA Today, September 4th, 2012, Cleveland. Police were dispatched to room 332 of the Cleveland Hilton following a 911 call from hotel management yesterday afternoon. Cleaning staff found the body of Stuart Allen Graham, 27, lying unresponsive in his bed. Paramedics pronounced him dead on the scene. Cause of death is under investigation. Foul play is suspected, as his assistant Benny Willer is presumed missing. Graham, best known as lead singer-songwriter for the band HellRazor, lived a tumultuous life, spending most of his time in media frenzies. Considered a legend to most rock fans, he joins many of his peers who lived a short life in fame and stardom. He is survived by his band, whom he considered his only family in a Rolling Stone interview in 2009. A candlelight memorial is planned in his hometown of Renton, Washington. And that, my friends, is the end of 27. And it looks like, it looks like it's just you that made it to the concert, Kev. Well, and Steph, she just walked in the door, but yeah. But that's okay, because it's Wednesday and people are probably cowering in their basements because we had quite a storm here. I don't know if you got any down there. Oh, no, you're still in Florida. Never mind. I keep thinking you're in Fairmont all the time. But, yeah, but we had a pretty bad storm. 60-mile-an-hour winds. There's supposed to be hail. I didn't see any hail here, but there's branches all over the place. I had to go out and pick up all of our recyclables that were blown all over the street, and it spun our garbage can all the way around and then over on its side. It was kind of weird, but anyhow, I got that cleaned up. But yeah, so I wanted to read off. I'm glad you liked that story. That story is actually one of my favorites that I've written. I wanted to read off a list of the people that died, famous people that died when they were 27. And it goes all the way back to 1864 with Alexandre Levy, who was a composer, pianist, and conductor. He died at 27 years old. Let's see here. Some famous ones. Robert Johnson. He's a blues singer and musician. He's the dude the Crossroads was written after. Let's see. Jesse Belvin was an R&B singer, pianist, and songwriter. He died in a car crash. They suspect foul play. Rudy Lewis of the Drifters died when he was 27 of a drug overdose. An R&B and gospel singer, Joe Henderson, died at 27 of a heart attack. Malcolm Hale died of carbon monoxide poisoning. He was one of the original members and lead guitarist of Spanky and Our Gang. Let's see. Dickie Pride, rock and roll singer, died of a drug overdose at 27. Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones died. He drowned at 27. Alan Blind Owl Wilson, lead singer of Canned Heat, died of a drug overdose at 27. Jimi Hendrix died of asphyxia due to drug use. We all know him. Janis Joplin died of a drug overdose at 27. Arlister Dyke Christian died. He actually was born on my birthday, June 13th, but it was 1943. He was murdered. He was the frontman, vocalist, and bassist of Dyke and the Blazers. Jim Morrison died at 27 of heart failure. Let's see. Ron Pigpen McKernan of the Grateful Dead died at 27 of a gastrointestinal hemorrhage. Roger Lee Durham of Bloodstone died at 27 from a horse riding accident. Pamela Corson, Jim Morrison's wife and girlfriend, she died of a drug overdose at 27. Wallace Wally Yawn of Chase died in a plane crash at 27. Dave Alexander, bassist for the Stooges, died of pulmonary edema at 27. Pete Ham of Badfinger died at 27, a suicide. Gary Thane of Uriah Heep and the Keith Hartley Band, he died of drug overdose. Singer-songwriter Cecilia died at 27 in a car accident. Let's see what we got here. Barry Brown, playwright and actor, died at 27 of a self-inflicted gunshot. D. Boone of the Minutemen died at 27 in a car accident. Pete DeFreitas of Echo and the Bunnymen. He was a drummer for them. He died in a motorcycle accident at 27. Chris Austin, who played with Reba McEntire, died at 27 of a plane crash. Mia Zapata of the Gits, lead singer of the Gits, died. She was murdered at 27. Kurt Cobain died of suicide. Kristen Pfaff died of a drug overdose. She was the bass guitarist of Hole. Richie Edwards, the guitarist for Manic Street Preachers, died at 27. He actually disappeared first, and then later they just declared him legally dead. Rapper Stretch died at 20. He was murdered at 27. Ken Stedman died in a car accident at 27. American rapper Fat Pat died. He was murdered at 27. Louis Spicolli, the WCW wrestler, died of a drug overdose. American rapper and member of hip-hop group Lost Boys was murdered. Freaky Ta. Cammy, the drummer for Malice Mizer, died at 27 of a died of a hemorrhage. I don't know the word before that, but died of a hemorrhage. Sean Patrick McCabe, lead singer of Ink and Dagger, died of asphyxia at 27. Filipino actors that we probably don't know. Jeremy Ward of Mars Volta died of a drug overdose at 27. Jonathan Brandis, he was a young actor, died at 27 of suicide. Professional football player Pat Tillman was killed in action by friendly fire at age 27. Andrea Absolanova, a porn actress, died at 27 of glioblastoma. Brian Otteson of American Head Charge died of a drug overdose at 27. Orish Grinstead, the founding member of the R&B group 702, died of kidney failure at 27. Jade Goody, a reality television personality, died of cervical cancer at 27. I don't know if that would be considered I have a hard time with reality people being called celebrities, but anyway. Dash Snow, an artist, died of a drug overdose. Amy Winehouse, alcohol poisoning. Yeah, so there was all kinds of Anton Yelchin died at 27 in a car accident. He played Chekhov in the Star Trek reboot. He was also in a few other movies too. American professional baseball pitcher Tyler Skaggs died of asphyxia due to drugs use. Benjamin Koch, Elvis Presley's grandson, died of suicide at 27. Chance Perdomo, an actor, died at 27 in a motorcycle crash. And another actor, Cole Brings Plenty. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Cole Brings Plenty. It's to be, they don't know why he died. That's under investigation. He died when he was 27. So yeah, quite a bit. And then of course our Stu Graham. Yeah, so, well, look at who all stopped in here while I was reading off stuff. Oh, let's see what we got here. We got Kevin, Beth, trees down on your side of town. Holy cow. Yeah, I was outside sitting on the porch when the storm came through, and I could hear one of the branches on the trees up front starting to crack, and I'm like, oh, I better go in because I think that might blow and hit me in the face. Kenny picked up, all right, well, what a good kid. Hi, Bobby Paulson. Oh, you just got heat and sunshine down there, huh, Kevin? I thought you were coming up at the end of July. It's the end of the July now, and where the heck are you, man? I was actually kind of expecting to see you at the bike night gig. I was waiting for. I know you said I won't know when you show up, but I'm always prepared just in case you pop in. So, but anyhow, yeah. So that's strange. Good thing I can't sign in a tad past 27. Yeah, just a tad past 27, Kev. You're all good, bro. Hi, cuz. Good to be back. Look forward to catching up every Thursday for your reading here in New Zealand. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's Thursday for you guys. It's hump day here. Take care, cuz. Be safe. The weather sounds crazy. It is crazy. But yeah, I hope you're having a decent winter down there, cuz. 27 is so young. I'm damn near double that. You're still a youngin', Bobby. Still a youngin'. Yeah. So yeah, it's actually kind of sad how all this stuff is. Yeah. So I'm surprised any of us made it past 27, right? Of course, if I didn't make it past 27, I would have never met you because that was I think I was 27 when I joined the Martin County Sheriff's Department, and so we would have never met, and that would have sucked, Kev. That would have sucked. So now it's going to be the end of August. It's the old oh, it's the old lady's fault. Oh, you blaming Kate, huh? Okay, I see how that goes. I see how that goes. All right, so next week we got Tunes for Tuesday, of course. Still haven't picked it up. I'm kind of stabbing around, like maybe Kenny Rogers, maybe. I got to look into. Had talked about Elton John, which I would love to do Elton John, but I don't know how well piano translates into guitar. And then that's really my only issue. And he's like a real like classical musician, and those chords are a lot harder when you make them into guitar chords. So there's that issue. I've also looked at maybe Duran Duran. So I played a few of those songs tonight, just practicing. So let's see if I can do them. Anyhow, so yeah, that's what I'm juggling around in my head. We'll see what's coming up for next week. But nothing going on with the band. We kind of took a break after our first gig. So, but we got the county fairs going on right now, and I think there's a school play going on, and I think Bobby's got stuff with his family, and Mike's got stuff going on with the play or something like that. I don't know. So I guess we're just taking a week break, and then we have the August. What is that? August something. I don't know. I have to look on my schedule here. I think it's in the middle of the week. I think it's on like a Tuesday or something. Yeah, it is on a Tuesday, and that might be the Tunes for Tuesday. It's just us playing in the park. We got music in the park here in Winthrop, so that will be that. Anyhow, the new book that's coming out, that's going out to a handful of you guys for participating in my little deal I had going on Apocalypse Hump Day. The name of the book, the new book, is going to be called Thin Spots. And just like all the stories I'm reading, and it's just a compilation of short stories. They're all scary. And yeah, all new nightmares for Kevin. Made sure they were extra scary for you. And Lord knows I've probably given poor Steph some nightmares because she's the gal I bounce my stuff off of. So yeah, some of them she's just like, oh, Brad, you have to stop. That's just too horrible. I can't hear anymore. So I always keep in mind that maybe I should tone this down because I'm going to be reading this to her. But
then you wonder why I have screaming nightmares.
yeah, and then she has screaming nightmares where she wakes up thinking people are pulling her through the window with an extension cord around her neck. But yeah, I have nothing to do with that. That's what it's like to live with me, Kevin. So you got lucky. I just scare you every Wednesday. Steph gets it every night. So she gets the scares every night. She doesn't get. Yeah, anyway. So yeah. Anyhow, all right, you guys. Thanks very much for joining me. I can't thank you guys enough. I've gotten. This is. I can't. I think it's like my 4th or 5th week of being rising creator on Facebook. I'm not sure what exactly that means or if it means anything at all, but it means a lot to me. And the reason I got that is because you guys come in here and you listen to me and you respond and you like, you share all my stuff with your friends. I've seen some new faces in here in the last few events that I've had on here. And so, all of that, whatever, the little badges I get on here is all because of you guys. And I really super appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You guys were there supporting me when I was going through a lot of my stuff, my life stuff, and you're here for this stuff here. And this is a lot better to be here for me because this is all good stuff. You know, this is all the creative stuff that I'm attempting to get out to the world. So, so a big, hearty thank you to all of you. When I say that I love you all, I totally mean that because I really do. You guys are awesome. Always got my back, and you're always rooting for me. So thank you again. Have yourself a great week. Hopefully, no more really bad storms. Supposed to be another one on the way. I looked on the radar and saw one coming, so I have to batten down the hatches. But anyway, I'm going to make it on Tuesday so I can sing and play my recording. That would be cool. We would invite you up to do that, Kev. So, anyhow, have a great day, you guys. We'll see you on Coffee with Friends on Sunday. I have to pick. I have to do a live Coffee with Friends one of these Sunday mornings. But I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with the Coffee with Friends, basically it started off with a picture of me with my hair all fucked up and a cup of coffee, and I just said good morning, and then you guys responded, most of you guys, because some of you are new, responded with pictures of yourselves drinking coffee or whatever it is you have in the morning, Coke, heroin, whatever, and a cup of coffee and your hair all messy and whatever. And then it turned into a thing, which I never meant it to turn into a thing, but it did. And I usually never use hashtags, but I did for some reason that day. And so Coffee with Friends kind of became a thing. So one of these Sundays we'll do a live one. So when I do, either whether it's a photo drop or a live thing, I would ask, as much as I appreciate you guys liking and just saying good morning or whatever, if you are willing to, please leave a photo of yourself drinking coffee or whatever morning libation that makes you happy during the day, and post it on Coffee with Friends when I do it. It would be much appreciated. But I also appreciate just you liking, loving, sharing, whatever. I also enjoy that. But yeah, show me your mug. This one and this one. All right. All right, enough jabbering and stuff like that. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Mwah. Love you. I am out of my mind.